So I've always been a Windows Phone fan, and I'll continue to be one because their operating system is buttery smooth, and there's not a lot of operating systems that can do it like that. But here is the Lumia 640XL. I've been waiting on this model in particular because it has LTE for the US right out of the box, no setup or anything. And I think this is a good one to have. It's a 5.7-inch display. It doesn't break the bank, and it's very affordable. It really is. And I think you're going to like this one. It's just Windows Phone on a larger scale. And I'll put it up against my other Windows Phone, show you how big it really is. Let's take a look at it. Alright guys, we are back with another video, and let me cut this open here. FedEx decided to come super early. So, that's a good thing. Let's get this unboxed for you. And we will get this thing cracking. With all the hype and everything going on with Android and iOS and everything else, I decided to go ahead and make sure that I brought you something different. Finally, I've been waiting on this bad boy. I got it shipped today from Singapore, and I want to show you the bands immediately. As you can see here, this should work LTE on every phone in the US. It took a lot to find the correct one, but as you can see there, the 3G has 1, 2, 4, 5. And looks like 8, and then the LTE is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 12, 17, 12, and so on. So this should definitely work in the US. I'm pretty excited. So let's get it cracked open real quick. Okay, here we go. There were 2 seals. It looks like it was 1 seal here, and I don't know, maybe they had to open it to unlock it or whatever. I don't know, but I'm gonna cut this seal here. I'll check with the company on that after this video. Well, there's a new phone in here that hasn't been used. I'm perfectly fine with it. All right, looks like we're good to go. Like I said, the bands on here are a lot. There's a band on here for nearly every frequency that you can possibly think of, and it's kind of exciting to finally get my hands on this. This isn't as big as what I thought it was going to be. I went with the white. It looks like I couldn't find the matte. It looks like the matte version of the white is actually, wow, this is super thin. Oh wow, this should be the glossy version, but nonetheless, the matte version appears to be for the 3G version, from what I'm understanding. So we shall see. Anything else? Oh, I guess you get headphones. Okay, that's rare. You get some nice little Microsoft headphones. I'll never use them, but they look cool. Up on them. You get the phone unpacked and powered up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox this and get it set up for you. This is a thin phone. It is not. Oh yeah, it is glossy. It is not like what I thought. This is super thin, very lightweight. Yeah, this is brand new. All right, so let's put this aside. Let me tell you about this bad boy here. 5.7-inch display on the front, and it's got dual SIM LTE. So you pop them in here. So SIM 1 and SIM 2. I'm gonna get some SIM cards out here in a little bit, and you got your SD card slot right here. So that looks pretty good. The glossy white is not like what I thought it was going to be. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like, oh man, everybody keeps saying don't go for the glossy. Like I said before, you gotta get things and you gotta try for yourself. And the glossy white is not bad at all. This should actually give me a little bit of grip though. But we've got a 5.7-inch HD display, 720, but still that's definitely good enough for me on a Windows phone. SD card slot, dual LTE SIMs. I'll check that out. Gorilla Glass 3 clear back technology, so this screen should look really nice when it's turned off. And you got the glance feature as well. It's running the latest version of Windows 8.1 Lumia Denim. Has a Snapdragon 400, 1.2 gigahertz clocked at, and it says it has the Adreno 305. Has 8 gigs of storage. I'm going to get an SD card and put it in here as well. I'm going to grab a 64 and put it in here more than likely. But nonetheless, this should be a nice one. One reason being is because it has a 13 megapixel Carl Zeiss, and that should be super nice. Super excited to find out if I can get some good pictures on here, because the Carl Zeiss lens is a very nice camera, as we all know. So 5 megapixel on the front that shoots 1080p. And what else I want to tell you? Oh, 3,000 milliamp battery, which is definitely removable. It's a thin battery. This phone is actually pretty thin to be 9 millimeters, I believe it is. Yeah. So let me get this fired up real quick. I'm gonna pause. I don't want to take you through the long setup and all that, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I wanted to jump in real quick and show you something when you're doing your setup. Now, it didn't used to be like this. I've never noticed it before, but when I was going through a setup on a Windows phone. But check this out. So you've got your recommended and you've got your custom. Going forward, if you have a Windows phone, you definitely need to hit custom, because look at all the things in here that you're basically telling them they can do without knowing so. Allow cellular data to use your phone. Okay, yeah. Send Wi-Fi information. Nope. Send keyboard information. Nope. Let apps use my advertising ID for. Nope. Send phone information and feedback to help. Nope. They've got it all in a different place. This didn't used to be right here. Automatically download Windows updates, of course. Automatically update apps. Yes. Send my location. That one's okay, I guess. But I wanted to show you that real quick before I went through this. Because this didn't used to be right here from my understanding. I've got a lot of Windows phones and I don't recall ever seeing a custom there. These settings were actually in another part of the phone, and I would go in and turn them off. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back, and okay, I did a restore, so I didn't have to worry about getting a lot of apps and everything, so they are installing on this side over here. But nonetheless, man, like always, you get a buttery smooth experience with Windows Phone, and that is not really what's to be questioned here. It's the fact that this is a 5.7-inch Windows device, which is looking pretty sleek. I have my other Windows Phone here right off the side. I'll do a comparison real quick, but basically on the back here, you've got that 13 megapixel Carl Zeiss lens with the LED flash. You got the speaker grill right here. I'm curious to see how loud that is, because technically it's not on the bottom or the front, but we do hold our phones like this, you know, a lot of times. So, you know, you could kind of see why they might have moved it up, because, you know, at least that's curing the muffled sound some way or another. But going around the top here, this phone is built exactly like my other Windows Phone, and I don't see why they would stray away from the design anyway. I mean, it's a good looking design. It's not a bad looking design on the phone. It's identical, and I'll show you here in a second. Headphone jack up top, charging sink down below, volume and power, and this one has a front facing camera, and that's pretty much it. So grab my other Lumia here and give you a comparison. This is the 635. And you can see the difference here, but you can see the design is identical. There's absolutely nothing different about this except for the speaker. Well, the overall build is what I'm talking about, really. The way the phone looks, it's built exactly the same. Volume rockers are on the same side, power and everything. It's pretty much positioned the same here. You can see I like the black volume rocker and power button. On the back here, they kept the same design. You've got Microsoft instead of Nokia, and that's pretty much it. On this side, it's absolutely nothing. On the top, the headphone jack is positioned in the same spot. And then on the bottom, the charging sink is in the same spot. So, you know, you don't have to stray away from a design if it's working for you. This phone is 9 millimeters, but it is kind of lightweight and really thin in the hand. I guess because it has these it's a curved body on here. It makes it feel a lot better in the hand than it would appear. If you see it, it looks like it's really big, and it is a big phone, but you know, we've got big phones already. We've got a bunch of other big phones, iPhone 6 Plus, all these other phones. But nonetheless, this is Windows Phone, and it is super fluid. I'm pretty excited about it, to say the least. I haven't used, obviously this phone has been collecting some dust, but still, it's still in great condition. Nothing wrong with it. I just get the bigger brother. Sometimes when I look at this little phone now, as I was recording this, or I was looking at it earlier, I was like, wow, you know, I can't believe I was typing on this little screen. But I've got some things on order. The shiny back, you know, after handling it for a little bit during this video, it is a little slippery. The matte, it's not that it gives it more grip like I hear people saying, but you know, I think the shiny back looks great, but the size is where I'm probably going to put some grip on it at, and that's pretty much it. You know, I don't see a reason why I would do anything else. Let's go into the settings here, and I'm going to show you what it's running here. And while we're here, I'll show you, this is the settings. This is what it looks like. It's got the latest update. So they've kind of grouped these now, and I like this a lot better. You've got your settings here for your network. This has NFC and tap to pay. So you got Wi-Fi, airplane, Bluetooth, you got your cellular. Oh, by the way, it immediately picked up T-Mobile's LTE. It says 4G up there, but it's actually T-Mobile LTE. It picked it up without me doing any programming or anything. I've had other phones where I had to actually physically put in the APN settings, and you know, it was a nightmare. But this one picked it up right away. You've got your data sense or whatever, and you've got internet sharing, and here's the NFC, and you've got tap to share, and you've got tap to pay down here. I think that's pretty nice. Going down a little bit more, you've got your themes where you can personalize it, choose a photo, same thing like on other Windows phones. You've got your ringtones, and it actually restored my my ringtones and everything from a long time ago. Notification, action center. You can see how it's got everything going here. So the dual SIM thing, I wish there was a way I can turn off that extra SIM slot right there. I can use it. I'm actually going to test it out and put in my AT&T SIM card here in a little while, but to see if it's actually dual LTE, and that'll be pretty sweet. You got your syncing settings. I love quiet hours because I have to set that. I have a lot of different groups going on, so email and accounts and everything. You got your about, and let's see, more info. You can see this is the Microsoft Lumia 640XL LTE dual SIM. It's running 8.1 update 2. So there you have it. You got your automatic brightness. I think I keep this in medium. Yeah, I keep it in medium, and then auto. Storage. Now here's the part about this phone where you're definitely going to need. I just decided to go ahead and put a 4 gig card in here, but I would definitely tell you you'll need an SD card, because the phone itself only has it only has like 4 gigs available. It's an 8 gig phone, but it only has 4 gigs available. So you definitely want to. Oh, I need to change these. I was wondering why it was all going there. I don't want anything on the phone. Wish I had changed that ahead of time, because now it was using up some of that. But you can see here, it's only got 4.4. It's 4.4 used already, but before that it was about 3.98 or something like that. So you definitely want to use an SD card. I have 64s and 16, but I won't install too much. Windows Phone is different with the memory, so I don't install a lot on Windows phones. The apps are a little bit different, but you've got your battery saver mode here, where I think a lot of phones now are coming with battery saver modes. But the battery life on this should be pretty good. We shall see, though. I've heard it's pretty good, and I guess I'm definitely going to find out. You got your kids corner. You can give your phone to your child or something like that. Apps corner. That lets you give people access to. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So if you want to give your phone to somebody else, you can do so. Photos and cameras, and let's see, you got your office. Now I've heard that if you're in the US and you get this phone, you won't be able to receive your free 1-year office suite. So we shall see. I'll check that out. You got Cortana, obviously, date and time, your region, yada yada. I need to uninstall this Chinese keyboards because I don't need these. I knew they were going to put these on here, but I don't need to install. I don't need to have all these. I just need the English. That's it. You know, the great thing about Windows Phone, if you don't want something, you just long press uninstall and it's gone. I think that's one of the best. I think all phones are like that, should be like that. That's just one of the best features that you could possibly have, you know, is being able to take off bloatware if you want to. And that's one of the bad parts about owning an Android phone. Sometimes you can't take off some of the bloatware, and I think that's just totally wrong. Nonetheless, Windows Phone has definitely mastered that feature, and it's a great feature. Ease of access, magnify. I'm just kind of going through these things to let you see what's in there. Navigation bar. Now this is pretty nice because with the navigation bar now you can use an auto hide feature. I have it. It's set to always dark, but I was in here earlier. But match background is the way I like to keep it. So, and you got your auto on and off, auto hide, and the swipe to hide it works from the bottom like that. See, so you swipe up, and I think that's a great feature. And the keys are gone. I think that's really nice. And you've also got double tap your navigation bar to turn the phone screen off. And then it goes in like that. So that's pretty sweet, I would say the least. So that's a nice feature on the navigation bar. Then you got your location services, which I don't need to have turned on at the moment. Find my phone, yes, all of that. Feedback, yes. Alright, so now you get down to your backup and software update. I always set that for make sure it's downloading automatically because I don't need to know when the updates are coming in. I want to get them. Battery saving and color. What is this? Oh, sunlight really. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. So in the sunlight, I forgot about this feature. And the screen will get as bright as it can possibly get, and you'll still save on battery life if you're out there. Pretty nice. Glance screen is nice. I hate when they put that radius in there. Other than that, I mean, you're looking at a really nice experience at a larger scale. A lot of people who scale up phones, and every manufacturer is doing it right now, iOS, Android, they're all making some form of a larger screen. And swipe up, let me see, it goes what? But they're making some form of a larger screen, and it just can't be done all the time. I don't think it's something that every company is doing right. Like, well, they're in the other room, but nonetheless, this is a great example of scaling up something, and it doesn't look too bad at all. I've been reading online, and people say, oh, you know, the screen on the 640XL is stretched too thin, stretched too far, meaning they should have gone with a 1080p display. I personally don't see anything. I don't know. I think some people, again, standards are really high, and you get into this back and forth about what it should be, or they should have went with the 1080p. Nonetheless, if I can think of anything right off the bat that I don't like about this phone, it's the large bezels on the top. And the reason being is they're on this phone too, but this is a much smaller scale. That doesn't really hurt anything, but I really like it so far. So there you have it, folks. This is the Microsoft Lumia 640XL. I see you guys. I stretched the L. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna charge this bad boy up and get to using it. All right, take care.
All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. It's your man Jay Will. I really appreciate you watching that video. Be sure to rate, subscribe, thumbs up if you like the video, so I can continue to bring you great content, lots of different products, and everything that you might enjoy in technology. So, deuces, peace, arrivederci, ciao, bella, sayonara. I don't know how to say it in any other African or Chinese or anything. All right, holla.